actually for some of my lovely students. Alright, but before I continue, Palumi and Abin, go down below and subscribe to this channel. Go and subscribe now, yes, and also click the notification bell. Alright, thank you. So if you have not also subscribed to the channel, whoever you have, please subscribe and click the bell notification. Alright. So I'm going to be solving the questions. There are about just 6 questions, and let's solve them very quickly. It's a follow-up on our series on algebra. Now, simplify. This one says we should simplify. You know, this is an expression, so what you expect is to simplify. It is not an equation. So 3 over x minus 15 over 2y all divided by 6 over xy. So what we simply do here is we are going to solve like we are solving a normal fraction using board mass. We are going to solve the bracket first. Now we evaluate the bracket. The LCM of x and 2y will be 2xy by multiplying, and then we say x in 2xy. If x cancels out 2xy, it remains 2y. So 2y times 3 will give us what? 6y, right? Minus 2y in 2xy will give us what? 2y will cancel 2y, it remains x. X times 15 is equal to what? 15x. Alright. So then we will now divide this entirety by 16 over xy. Notice I did not solve any further because there is no relationship between them, x and y here. I mean, we can't simplify that further. So what we do now is divide by that. So we now have 6y minus 15x all over 2xy. The division changes to multiplication, correct? So and by changing to multiplication, this one reciprocates. We have the reciprocal of this one. So the fraction in front of the division will reciprocate or will be inverted. We'll write the inverse, right? So we have xy over 16. So x can take care of x, right? And there is nothing that can happen here again. So what we do next is 6y minus 15x all over 2 by this equals 32. If we factor out 3, okay, that is all we can do, and that is the answer. Alright. So that is the answer for number 1. So we have simplified it. Number 2 says all of this over all of this plus minus all of this over all of this. Alright, this is also a simplification question. Alright. So what we basically do is these are quadratic expressions. So we find the quadratic expression, the root of this, and this would be 3. So that will be to 4x, that will be 3 and 1. So the source of this guy is going to be, we have x, it's going to be 3x squared plus 3x plus 2x plus 1 by factorization. This is going to give us x squared plus 1 and plus 3. Because this is 1 and 3, I will multiply together, that will give us 3. And when we add them, we are going to get 4x. So plus this plus 3x plus 3. And we can now factorize. So when we factorize this, we have x into bracket x plus 1. And x plus 1 is here as well. So basically repeats that. Then 3 is common, so bring out 3. So we have x plus 3 and x plus 1. Those are our first factors, right? Then this is the numerator, the first numerator, num 1. Let's name that num 1. Then we solve for the denominator here. We have x, and separate that. We have x squared plus this, and that is also going to be x squared plus, when we want to factorize this, we have that it is 4 and 1 that we add that will give us this, and that will multiply to give us this. So plus 4x plus x plus 5, plus 4. Yeah, so that we have x, we now factorize, then we're going to have x into bracket x plus 4, and we repeat that x plus 4. So what we use to multiply this to give us this will be 1, and we repeat that sign. So we have x plus 1, and x plus 4. So these are the root of the equations. So we have denominator 1. Alright. Then let's solve for the next guy. We have x squared minus 9. So x squared minus 9 is some difference of two squares, and that becomes what? X minus what? 3, because this will be 3 squared. Alright, so difference of 2 squared becomes x minus 3 and x plus 3. Alright, okay, so that's where we stop for that. This is the numerator 2. Alright, then the next one is also a quadratic expression, so we factorize that as well. So to factorize this is going to be 4 and 3. I will try to give this, and 4 and 3 I will add to give that. So that will be x squared plus 4x plus 3x then plus 12. So by the time we factorize, we have x is common, so we have x into bracket x plus 4 and 3 is common here, x plus 4 as well. I repeat the sign so that we have x plus 3 is common between x plus 4. Alright, so we already have our denominator 2 as well. Denominator 2. So I bring all of that all the way to the top here, so that my first numerator becomes x plus 3 and x plus 1 over my first denominator becomes x plus 1 and x plus 4. Then minus my second numerator is x minus 3 and x plus 3. All over the second denominator is going to be x plus 3 and x plus 4. Alright, so seeing this, we know that certain things can take care of certain things. So we have this takes care of this, and we also have this takes care of this. Alright, so that we have x plus 3 is left over x plus 4 minus x minus 3 over x plus 4. Right? X plus 4 is a common denominator. So x plus 4 is a common denominator. So what we basically do is we take the LCM, that is x plus 4. X plus 4 here gives us that x plus 3 minus x plus 4 here, x minus 3. Alright, so we'll put it in brackets. So equals x plus 3 minus x, that opens the bracket, then plus 3. Minus x, minus by this plus 3 over x plus 4. So that we have x and x plus x minus x take care of each other. So that will be 0. Then 3 plus 3 will be 6 over x plus 4. And that is the simplified form of number 2. Excuse me. So the next one is going to be number 3. And number 3 says that we should find what value of y this expression will be undefined. Alright? So what value of y the expression will be undefined? The expression is y plus 2 over y squared minus 3y minus 10. Alright. If you remember in the video where I showed you what undefined expression means, we did what makes an expression undefined? We said it is if an expression has a denominator of 0, it is undefined. And why is it undefined that way? Because 0 cannot divide any number. Alright, and I've proven that in that other video. Okay, so if you haven't watched the video, go down and check one of the series of my videos. You are going to see that why we cannot divide by 0. So the only expression that will make this guy undefined, the only value of y that will make this guy undefined is the value of y that we set this equation and this expression in the denominator to 0. So if there is a value of y that sets this to 0, that's the value of y that makes this undefined. I repeat that. If there is a value of y that makes this guy turn into 0, that value of y is the value of y that makes this expression undefined, because we cannot divide by 0 in mathematics. Alright. So we now have, so this is a quadratic equation as well. By the time we factorize, we are going to have y squared minus, so I'm taking the denominator to the number. So y squared minus 5y plus 2y plus minus 10. So these are the roots, alright? Alright, so that we now factorize, and then we have y is common between y and minus 5, and then we repeat that y and minus 5, so that 2 will be common, we repeat the plus. Alright, so we have y plus 2 is common between y and minus 5. So this is our denominator. So that we now have y plus 2, which was our numerator, all over y plus 2 and y minus 5. Y minus 5. Alright, so you see that this is the same as this, so this takes care of this. So we have 1 over y minus 5. So what expression will make this tend to 0? To make the expression undefined, it is when y, so the expression is undefined. The expression is undefined if we equate y minus 5 to be equal to 0, and y gives us what? 5 here. So when y equals 5, the expression is undefined. Because if we set this at 5, what happens? We discover that the expression is going to give us 0. Alright. So, and even when we set that 5 here, we can see it. If we set 5 here, that will give us 7 over 5 squared, 25 minus 15 minus 10, and that will be 0. 7 over 0. So the value of y that makes it undefined is 5. Right? Then let's solve the remaining other question. This other one says the right is, we should write this as a single fraction. We should write 1, that is number 4. It says 1 over x, 1 minus x, plus 2 over 1 plus x. We're supposed to write that as a single fraction. Now, how do we do that? We basically find the LCM, alright? So, and the LCM of that is going to be the multiplication of both. That will be 1 minus x and 1 plus x, alright? So 1 minus x in both of these will give us this. So 1 minus x in this will give us this. This times this will give us the same, 1 plus x, plus 1 plus x in both of these will give us this. This by this will give us 2 into bracket 1 minus x, right? So that we have 1 plus x plus 2 into bracket 1 minus x. So 2 will open the bracket to give us 2 times 1, 2, minus 2 times this will give us 2x, right? All over 1 plus 1 minus x and 1 plus x. Either way, you can write 1 plus x first before 1 minus x. It doesn't change it, right? So that we have 1 minus x and minus x, we collect them together, and 1 and 2 we collect them together. 1 plus 2. Okay, let's just easily add. 1 plus 2 gives 3, and x minus that gives us minus x over 1 plus minus x all over 1. We have 3 minus x here, and 1 minus x over 1 plus x. Alright, so that becomes our answer for this question. Okay. We cannot factorize any further, so that becomes our answer. Right. The next one says we should simplify this. Alright, we have to simplify x squared minus y squared over x squared minus x plus y no squared. Okay, so this is number 5. So what we do is, this is also difference of two squares. This gives us x minus y and x plus y. Remember, difference of two squares all over. Now we factorize it. X is common between x and y and plus y. When we factorize, when we remove x here, we have y left with x and y, right? So since x plus y is common in both the numerator and denominator, we cancel out. Alright, so the answer is x minus y over x. So we'll solve the last one, which is number 6. It says 6 minus x squared over x squared minus 4. Alright, seeing that that quadratic equation on top is like flipped over, so we'll try and reorganize it to the correct form of quadratic equation. So we try to rearrange it. We have minus x squared minus x plus 6. Alright, so let's take this as the numerator first. So, of course, the numerator. So what we can also do is to factor out minus. If we factor out minus, we have minus x squared plus x minus 6. Yes, that's what we have. And so we factor out that minus still, we're going to have, if we factorize this, we have x squared plus 3x minus 2x minus 6. Yes. So basically, you now factorize this. So you have, so here, x, the minus is still outside. X is common between x and plus 3. So we'll repeat the same thing for the second bracket, x plus 3. So then we'll repeat minus, we just bring down minus 2 here. Alright. And then we can repeat the minus. Come down here, x minus 2 is common between x and plus 3. Alright, so with what we have here, we can now introduce our denominator. We have x squared minus 4. So using difference of 2 squares, we have minus x minus 2 and x plus 3. All over. Difference of 2 squares, this becomes x squared minus 2 squared. So that will be x minus 2 and x plus 2. Right. So we have x minus 2 here and x plus 2. Right. So that this takes care of this. And then we have minus into bracket x plus 3 and x plus 2. So that becomes our answer. Or you can express it as minus x plus, of course, either way you want to do your answer, you are still correct. So this is the best form. Alright, so that is the simplification of everything. So if you haven't subscribed yet to the channel, please do well to subscribe. Thank you very much.